Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Me too. I think it's a fascinating mixture of cultures. So many different nationalities.
Hello. We're talking about America, the United States.
Yes, welcome to That's English. In today's programme, we're going to see an interview with an American actor.
You'll hear lots of American words and expressions. Two of them are bucks and downtown. Bucks is a colloquial word for dollars, and downtown means the centre of the town.
Tony and I were just talking about the mixture of nationalities in the United States.
Yes, Americans' ancestors, sus antepasados, many of them came from Europe.
That's right. Today's story is about an American actor. Where did his ancestors come from?
Guess who I interviewed today?
I don't know.
A famous American actor?
Mickey Mouse?
No, Mickey Mouse doesn't do interviews, stupid. Michael E. Curtis Jr.
You did not.
Yes. Yes, I thought, I'm going to be famous. The Louise Case interview. But it didn't happen like that. Hello, I'm Louise Case. I'm from the Echo. I've got an appointment to interview Michael E. Curtis Jr.
I'm sorry, there's been a change in the filming schedule and we,
It's okay.
But I haven't done your makeup yet, Mr. Curtis.
Come in, Louise.
It was him. I felt I'd known him all my life. I wanted to ask him about his love life, but I had to be patient. This was my big chance. Well, can I ask you some questions about your childhood?
Yeah, sure.
Did you want to be an actor when you were at school?
No. Before leaving school, I only wanted to make money. So I left school in the 4th grade, even though I was real good at math.
So, what did you do before becoming an actor?
My uncle had a big department store in downtown Chicago. When I called him up, he gave me a job as a sales clerk. $30 a week. I couldn't even afford gas for my Chevy.
For your what?
My Chevy. My car was a Chevrolet. A Chevy. I had already worked there for a couple of months when I got a job as a cab driver.
But how did you first get into films?
In the first movie, I got a job as an extra. Since then, I've been really lucky.
You said once that your family came from England.
That's right. Some of my mother's family came to America over 300 years ago. They had already fought against the British when they fought against the Indians. My great-great-great-granddaddy was at Yorktown in 1781. That's when you British finally surrendered. But my father, of course, had Italian blood.
So, where did Michael E. Curtis's ancestors come from? Well, first of all, on his mother's side, su familia materna.
You said once that your family came from England.
That's right. Some of my mother's family came to America over 300 years ago.
His mother's family came from England over 300 years ago.
But my father, of course, had Italian blood.
But my father, of course, had Italian blood, sangre italiana. So, His ancestors came from England and from Italy.
Now it's time to go back to our friends in the pub. What do you think, Tony? Do you think Louise will get the story she wants? The story about Michael E. Curtis's love life?
No, I don't think she will.
Well, I do. Let's see who's right. And let's find out what sort of film Michael E. Curtis is making. Oh, and by the way, as you watch, notice that Michael E. Curtis's accent changes from American English to British English.
But the readers of The Echo don't want to know about Michael E. Curtis's ancestors. Instead of hearing about all that, they want some exciting personal details.
Yes, they want to know about his love life. That's right. They want to know about his latest girlfriend.
Did you ask him about that?
I did. But in spite of all my questions, he wanted to talk about his ancestors.
And in the Civil War, my relatives fought against each other.
That's very interesting, Mr. Curtis. Can I ask you one or two more personal questions?
My private life is very uninteresting. I'm sure you would prefer to hear about the film we are making here in England. It's about the Pilgrim Fathers.
Are there any love scenes?
No. Most of the Pilgrim Fathers were just poor farmers who lived here in England in the 17th century. And they believed in the Bible, but they didn't agree with the Church of England. Oh, no, siree. They were Puritans.
So, Mr. Curtis, you're playing the role of a Puritan in this film.
That's right.
That must be difficult for you. People don't usually think of Michael E. Curtis as a Puritan.
Well, no, I guess they don't.
Your relationship with Janie Macpherson wasn't exactly pure?
Never heard of her. Of course, the Puritans were persecuted for their religious beliefs. In the film, I am playing the role of one of the leaders of the Puritan group.
And do you have a girlfriend at present, Mr. Curtis?
No. The British persecuted the Pilgrims. So they decided to settle in America.
There are reports that you were kissing Denise Rampling at a party.
Miss Case, I have never touched a woman in my life. I'm on my way to Plymouth. 100 of my brothers and sisters are ready to sail across the seas to the Americas.
That's very good, Mr. Curtis. But our readers want to know about the affair with Claudia.
Call for Mr. Curtis.
Good ship, Mayflower, is waiting for me. Our journey from England to America will be a long one. I must go now. I wish you well, Miss Case, and thank you for your interest in our venture. God be with you.
Michael's a fantastic actor, isn't he?
I could tell you a thing or two about Michael E. Curtis.
Really? Sit down.
So you didn't get a story from Michael E. Curtis? The editor won't be happy.
No, I didn't get a story from Michael. But I got an excellent one from his makeup girl. I heard all about his love life. I could tell you a thing or two about Michael E. Curtis.
Go on, then.
Aha! Was I right or was Tony? Did Louise get a story about Michael E. Curtis's love life?
I didn't get a story from Michael, but I got an excellent one from his makeup girl.
I got an excellent one from his makeup girl. One means a story. I got an excellent one, an excellent story, from his makeup girl. So she did get the story after all.
But much more interesting than that was the story of the film, which was about...
It's about the Pilgrim Fathers.
Los Padres Peregrinos, the Pilgrim Fathers. The Pilgrim Fathers arrived in America in the Mayflower.
We're going to look at some very useful language. Here's Michael E. Curtis describing what some of his ancestors did.
They had already fought against the British when they fought against the Indians.
They had already fought against the British when they fought against the Indians. Ya habían luchado contra los británicos cuando lucharon contra los indios. After they'd fought against the British, they fought against the Indians. Notice they'd fought. It's an abbreviation of they had fought.
Este tiempo verbal es el pretérito pluscuamperfecto, the past perfect. Se utiliza cuando al referirnos a dos acciones pasadas, una de ellas ya había ocurrido. La que sucedió antes se expresa con pretérito pluscuamperfecto.
Yes, first they fought against the British, then they fought against the Indians. Here's another example.
I had already worked there for a couple of months when I got a job as a cab driver.
I had already worked there for a couple of months when I got a job as a cab driver.
First he worked there, then he got a job as a cab driver. And that, I'm afraid, is all we have time for today. But we'll look at America again in our next programme.
I hope you'll join us then.
Bye for now.
So long.